Hello everybody, I am Creeper and today I'm back with a brand new video. Today we're back in Gmod, Gary's Mods, and we're looking at a new TARDIS Rewrite extension. This time, Paul McGann's TV movie TARDIS. One that I've been very much looking forward to playing around in. You know, this one hasn't been done before. There's been a lot that have been done before, but there's a few missing. I think this kind of fills the gap, really, only leaving probably a couple of like the 70s ones that were like different variants, and maybe the War Doctor's TARDIS as well. So I'm very much looking forward to whenever that gets made, as well as the Whittaker one as well, which I know is in production by someone, and it looks incredible. So yeah, but today we're here to talk about the Paul McGann one. We're going to talk about its positives, its negatives, what it does. It does the basic things of a TARDIS Rewrite kind of thing. You all know, and you don't know how this works really at this point. But yeah, here we are. And yeah, we'll look at the exterior first. I put it in a sort of dark shaded area because that's kind of how it looks mostly in the TV movie. It's always behind like a wall or something. But as you can see here, I think it's really nice. It's pretty accurate. These are by the same people who made the secondary console room. I don't know if I mentioned that before. But this is, yeah, I would say it's pretty much an improvement. Because on the box they had for the secondary console room, it was good, but it wasn't, like, textured very well. And I feel like this has got that bang on. It looks almost identical to the one from the actual TV movie. And I think they've done a great job at doing it. I think they've done a really good job of capturing the lightness of it. You know, even when you light it up as well with a torch, I think it actually looks quite good, and you've got that nice look about it. Changing the skin to skin 2, you've got a different variant there, which I'm not sure where that was used, but it was probably some other story or animation or something like that. Or maybe it was the same story. I haven't seen the TV movie in a long time, so yeah. Anyway, enough about the exterior, and let's just pop in. So, it encounters a problem that I have with a lot of TARDIS interiors is the doorway is a pain in the backside to get through, so I have to kind of like no-click to get through it. It's not as specific to this. There's lots of them that do the same thing, and it is quite annoying because you have to like kind of... It breaks that sense of immersion slightly. But you open to another set of doors here, a bit like most of the classic consoles. And first of all, we'll look at the site you look at when you first get in is... incredible. I think this actually is a big step up from their secondary console room. There are a few things that I would like to point out, obviously, in terms of like shading and texturing and all that sort of thing. For example, the wood designs here. It's good, but it could do with a bit more kind of realism on it. It just does take away from it a little bit the fact that this is like all one texture, for example, opposed to it being a bit like shaded, because in real life it would be. But other than that, they definitely improved, because as you can see with the girders here around the console, this looks pretty damn good, as does the main console itself. They did a fantastic job of actually recreating the console. They did a fantastic job with the bookshelves and the girders up here. That looks brilliant. And the curtain at the back looks pretty good as well. Now, again, the only issue I have with that is the texture is obviously the same one being used, and it's obviously different shapes and sizes, which looks a bit odd from a distance, but if you're not looking out for it, you're not really going to see it that much. But yeah, it's got a lot of features, got a lot of different things. It's a very hard console to recreate, I'd say anyway, because it's one of those ones where, I don't know, I kind of feel like it's one of those ones where it is very difficult because there's not many pictures of it, and even in the TV movie, they're very close-up angles of certain areas of the TARDIS, opposed to it being like one wide shot covering the whole thing. But yeah, you got all the bookshelves here, which is great. You got all these sort of like stacks here, which again, they look lovely. The doorway looks great as well. The sealer wrestling above the door, the statues on either side there. Coffee mug and a chair, which you can't sit in. That's depressing. You've got filing cabinets over here, you know, very accurate to the actual one, sort of glass window thing here. The piano, which if you press, and you might not be able to hear it. I don't think you can because of the wind. I don't know whether the wind's part of the map or part of the TARDIS, probably the map. But yeah, it plays a little bit of the Doctor Who theme, so that's quite nice. You've got a chair here, a big chair, and a clock, which I don't think makes a noise, but it's still a nice addition. You've got the big torches over here as well, which look great. I'm not sure whether that's actually meant to be fire. If that's actually meant to be fire, then that probably isn't the greatest fire texture I've ever seen, but if it's not, then that's great. I can't quite remember from the actual TARDIS. Again, it is quite hard to remember, but yeah, it looks good. You know, even if it is meant to be real fire, like, it looks good from a distance, you know, all that sort of thing. You got the doorway through here, which I don't believe you can get into. No, you can't, there's nothing past there. But yeah, the main actual features of the TARDIS itself has been created brilliantly, because again, even with a few shoddy textures here and there. It's all about how it actually looks and feels to walk around in Gary's mod, and I think they did a fantastic job. And by no means would I prefer, it to be better. I'm actually more than happy with this. Yeah, I think this is brilliant. I really do. I think they did a fantastic job. Even the little rack here with the hat on. Oh, rack here with the hat on there. The back walls and all the girders and pillars and stuff. We've done a fabulous job. Now, there's a music box here. Does that do anything? I'm not sure. That's the thing I have with the most TARDIS consoles and all that sort of thing, is the most fun bit is being able to just press all the buttons and see what they actually do. Let's see if this does anything. Probably not. Maybe. Does it do anything? I don't know. Maybe. Does it do... Oh! I've done something. Didn't mean to, but I did. Yeah, so the main console itself, I turn this button on first, but you can turn this button on, that kind of lights it up and gives it that cool alien glow, which I actually really love. I think that really does help with the sort of atmosphere of it. In terms of buttons and stuff, I'm trying to work out what does what. But yeah, going through and changing a few, everything's kind of interactive. So that toggles float. Turn that off. That one there opens the doors, I think. So that's pretty nice. You've got that. Not sure what that does, but yeah, there's a few things that do loads of different things, and some buttons just turn and don't do much. That one's obviously turned the flight on, as you can see, and again that looks great. This panel here is able to make you be able to fly it, which I've talked about. We'll talk about the noise in a little bit, but I'm really not sure about that. Now, it has been a while since I've seen the TV movie, but I don't know if you can hear it as well as I can. That noise doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like the actual noise for the TARDIS. I mean, it's definitely not a TARDIS noise like from modern or classic era, but I don't know whether this was the one used in the TV movie or whether it is just an error or whatever, but it's an alright sound, but it's not... It does take me out of it a little bit because it doesn't feel as naturally like TARDIS-like as other ones have. If you dematerialise, it still looks as good, especially with the outside texture. Looks even better when you're flying about as well. It looks fantastic. So it's great to see. And the Vortex, which Vortex is it? Oh, it's a 70s one. Oh, that's cool. So getting the sort of 70s Vortex, fly out, and then obviously you'll materialise as well, I believe. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. Going around to the console things, I believe you can flip this round and stuff here. So, yeah, there's a few little references here and there, like Clom and Chibnall. Cloaking device. I'm trying to work out what... Because there must be something to open this roof, because I'm sure on the picture it had like a sort of textured roof, but I couldn't really see how to do that. So maybe I'm getting that wrong. I'm pretty sure there was a way to open the roof, but I might be wrong on that one. Oh! There we go. So it's sort of like a textured roof with a sort of vortex on top of it. Be nicer if that was moving, but either way, looks good. Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it, really? I think that's, there's positives and negatives of every TARDIS rewrite. This isn't perfect, but it is absolutely brilliant either way, especially the console unit itself. It's finally brilliant, after all these years, to finally be able to walk around in Paul McGann's TARDIS. I think they did a fantastic job. I think it is a big step up from the secondary console, and I look forward to seeing what they're going to do next in regards to TARDIS rewrites, because there's still a few TARDISes that haven't been made yet, so it'll be very interesting to see in which direction they go in for the next one. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. Yeah, overall, I think that's that. I think I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. That's pretty good. I believe I've just seen over there as well. There's a staircase. Didn't realise that before. Yes, you can come up here as well. Yeah, there's loads of stuff. So it is very interactive. It's a very big, open console, and it is very accurate to the one in the show. I believe it works. I believe it's actually quite fun to run about in and all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's great. It's great is what I'm saying. It is brilliant, and I absolutely love it. And again, a big step up from their previous one, being obviously the secondary console room, I think, was good, but it needed a few improvements. This is bang on. Absolutely exactly what I really wanted in a Paul McGann TARDIS. So yeah, that's that. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. We already talked about the comments. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on if you haven't already. And I think that's pretty much it. I will see you all next time. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.